I'm a born and raised New Yorker, so I hold foods like New York-style bagels very near and dear to my heart. I thought nothing could top a New York bagel. And that all changed when I visited Montreal for the first time. Entering those bagel shops, seeing how the magic is made, and then biting into the most perfect bagel I have ever eaten in my life. And now, every time I have a New York-style bagel and I take a bite, all I can say is, I wish you were Canadian. So today, I'm gonna try to make it for the first time. First step, I had to do some research. So I pulled together a bunch of different recipes of what makes the perfect Montreal bagel. And I came up with a recipe that I think will replicate that exact texture and taste that I love so much. I haven't recipe tested, so I am praying to the Canadian gods that I will make a beautiful bagel. Gotta make the dough, so in this bowl, I'm gonna add some warm water, followed by some honey. Now what I did notice about the Montreal bagel is that it's on the sweeter side. It's not dessert-like, but it has that touch of sweetness with the salty savoriness of the bagel. Some canola oil, active dry yeast, and an egg. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. To this, I'm gonna add some bread flour because I want that extra gluten to develop to help give it a nice chew. I'm gonna stir this first part in and then add 2 more additions of flour. I'm gonna go in with my hand and knead it while it's still in the bowl. Now, New York bagels tend to be bigger and more dense, and the inside is usually soft, but again, dense. A Montreal bagel is a little bit smaller in size. It's also thinner, so it forms a bigger ring in the middle, and the inside is nice and soft, but still chewy, so it gives a really good mouthfeel. I love both. Nothing against the New York bagel. It still has a special place in my heart, but I do have to say that the Montreal bagel with the bigger hole is better. Who knew that a bigger hole would be better? I heavily floured my surface. I'm gonna transfer it here so that I can really work on kneading it. I'm gonna do it for about 10 minutes. Again, I wanna develop that gluten because I think it's gonna help us achieve the right chewy consistency. It's been about 10 minutes now, and I have to say, this really resembles a pizza dough. If you think about the quantities I put in here, it feels really good. It's soft, it's supple, like a nice pizza dough. I'm gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes covered. Our little beauty has gotten its beauty rest. Bagel dough is boiled before it's put into the oven. And what makes a Montreal bagel special, well, most of the shops that I saw added honey to their boiling water. Now this again adds a little sweetness, and later it'll help the seeds to adhere better to the bagel. Giving that a little stir, and while that continues boiling away, we gotta shape the bagel. Cut this dough in half, and then roll them out like this into a long rope. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? Flour. Oops. You roll it out, grab the end, flip, cut, and then do that again, make it a little bigger, pinch, roll it to close it, and a bagel. That's my technique. This is a lot of fun. Oh, see, not too much. In those shops, they could pump out like 50 of these in a minute, it seems. I've been working on 4 for 10 minutes. I've got all my bagels rolled out here, and upon first observation, some look like this, a nice decent bagel, and others look like this. Honey water is boiling. I've also got a tray here to dump all the bagels and a big bowl of sesame seeds. Now I'm just gonna dump the bagels in and boil them for about 3 minutes. Look at that! It's starting to look like a bagel. Now before I boil the rest, I'm going to quickly coat them in the sesame. Another difference between the New York and Montreal bagel is that the Montreal bagel is fully coated. Look at that. And you see how well the seeds just stick right onto it? Oh, it broke. Bagel sticks! Look at them. We've got all shapes and sizes. And I'm gonna put these into the oven and I'll check on them every 10 minutes or so. I think they might take about 20 or 25 minutes. They look amazing. They look pretty much like the ones I tasted. They feel nice and light, browned up so nicely. First taste, first rip. Oh my God, look at that. Look at the steam. I've got a bit of salted butter here. Oh my God. I get emotional. It's so good. All right, reel it back, Jen. I mean, look, it's so airy inside. The outside has such a great bite, beautiful, chewy texture, just the right amount of chew. I really hope you give this a try because it'll really bring a tear to your eye.